Let me pull stuff up. All right, so I know you sent us a packet and then there were more packets. And so I think it is, I'm not really sure which agenda I'm supposed to be following, but I have one of them up and I'm ready to go. And I would like to call this meeting to order at 2:35. Journal Stakeholder Relations Committee.
Thank you, sir. We do have two separate agendas that we're working from. I hope you can hear me. I'm having some problems with my sinuses today.
Better. That doesn't sound fun.
It's not. But the first agenda was sent out and it had 4 items, and there were others that were sent out on yesterday that should be included in those. So we'll just go ahead and get started presenting them. And I'll ask Mr. Roundtree to get started, please.
All right, Ms. Franklin. Kelly. Director Edmiston, we have before you today several grant opportunities. The first one is the American Rescue Plan Additional Assistance Funding Opportunity. This is for additional operating expenses. We have been allocated an amount for the ARP that we have not drawn down on yet, but this is for additional operating assistance as they understand, FTA understands that the pandemic is ongoing and there may be a need. So we're just requesting to apply, which is a competitive grant, requesting additional assistance to help us with operating expenses. The deadline for this application is due November 8th.
Got it. Okay.
The second is the FY21 Route Planning Restoration Program. Director Edmiston, this is very similar to their previous Let's Go concept. And this is an opportunity just to kind of take a deep dive once again into our routes to see if we can make any changes to them. So it's a study. It is 100% funding, so there's no local match, which is always good. And we're just asking for your support of the submitting an application for the Route Planning Restoration Program that's due November 15th.
Sounds good.
Hello, Director Lockett. Okay, we also have the Georgia Coronavirus State Fiscal Recovery Fund grant application. This application is due October 31st. And the project that we are looking at applying for is a low-income fare analysis as well as pilot program. And we are hoping to work with community partners on this as there is an 80-20 match so that we can secure local funding for this. But we think it's a great opportunity to kind of take a deep dive into looking at equitable fares and just kind of ensuring that with the pandemic ongoing, that we have an affordable fare policy that services all. So this is an opportunity to apply for potentially a long-term, a low-income fare for the agency.
What do you mean a low-income fare?
So right now we have obviously discounts for students, seniors, and veterans. And this is an opportunity that for anyone that meets the threshold of low income, that we can have a study to determine the feasibility of possibly introducing that to our fare program.
I'm very supportive of that. I was talking with somebody who works with a lot of low-income folks, specifically homeless folks, and they were very concerned and very surprised by the amount that they had to spend on getting a family of 4 tickets to a monthly pass to CAT, which how much is a monthly pass? I think it's like what, 50, 60 bucks?
It's $50. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So his point, which I thought was actually really on point, $50 doesn't sound, I mean, $50 is an amount, But $50 for a family of four is like $200, which at that point, I mean, why would you not just try to save up for a car? And so like, I think the competitive point that we like to make about Chatham Area Transit being affordable, yes, it's affordable if you're just moving yourself around, but I definitely think, especially for a family of four, that's $200 a month.
Right.
And I would be very interested in coming up with something. It makes sense to me that if you're paying for one trip, $1.50 sounds fine. But if you're paying for a month, if we could even bring that price down more to incentivize like longer term relationships with our drivers and our riders, I'm very interested and could be very supportive of that as a board member. And I cannot encourage you guys enough to go after stuff like this.
Yeah.
I think that we can do, I think basically my 2 points are, I do think it's important that we have a fare.
Okay.
I think there is a specific, it's helpful for the bus drivers to have some sort of like, there is some sort of exchange. I think that is helpful. I don't think it needs to be as much for a whole month as it is for just a day. It could be, sloped downwards.
Yes.
The more you buy, the more you sort of deal. And I know that's kind of in place, but it could be more. So
Yeah.
I'm for it. And
Okay.
I'd love to you up if I can, if this grant is helpful in that. This person could be, I think, a very big advocate for helping us get into communities that have a lot of transport, cat riders who want to let us know how we could be doing a better job.
Yes, yes. And we plan on partnering or reaching out to Step Up United Way, because they have a lot of clients that this is really would be interested. I think that they would find this very interesting. Step Up has recently had a report about the challenges of fares and things like that. So I think this is a great opportunity for us to kind of look at this a little bit deeper to see how it is affecting our existing customers and maybe potential customers.
Yeah, very cool.
Our next grant opportunity is our bus and bus facilities, Director Esmond, and this usually comes up every couple of years. And for this particular grant, the project is applying for 10 diesel buses, as well as a multi-purpose bus storage and maintenance facility. As you know, we have really run out of space. And as we are looking at expanding and kind of diversifying our fleet with electric buses and other type of vehicles, we need another storage facility or maintenance facility. So we are going to use this opportunity to put in a request for this. The deadline for this grant is November 19th, and we're just asking for the board's support to submit an application for this grant opportunity.
Absolutely.
So Director Lockett, did you have any questions?
There he is. I know he's gone.
No, but I would like to say this. On the report the young lady just gave about the fares, have we checked other markets about the size of our markets to see if what they're doing as far as pricing?
Yes, Director Lockett. That's kind of why we came up with the idea. Several transit agencies with comparable sizes as ours have recently implemented or have implemented a while low income fares. So that's why we kind of think that this is a great opportunity to bring this, for a potential study as well as a pilot program so that we can test it, under a pilot umbrella and just to determine if this is something long-term we would need to do. But yes, there are many transit agencies that have low income fares that they're offering now.
Well, very good. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. And the last opportunity here, or the last agenda, I'm sorry, is the Microtransit Service Memorandum of Understanding. At our previous board meeting, we had brought before the board the possibility of partnering with the city on the microtransit. So this is for approval of the MOU. We will have this at the governance. We're hoping the city is currently reviewing it and it's already completed legal review also. But it's just the MOU that we hope to bring before the board to approve so that we can move forward with the issuance of the RFP for the microtransit service.
Great. Very cool.
Ms. Bell, that concludes my committee reports.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Roundtree.
Thank you.
Then we'll move forward with the budget modifications with Stephanie Cutter.
Good afternoon, Director Edminster and Director Lockett.
Good afternoon.
Cutter.
I will be sharing with committee the two items. I'll do the bus wash first. If you all recall, we issued an RFP earlier this year. It was approved by the board in June of 2021 for the procurement of a bus wash system that could service all of our fleet, including the paratransit vehicle. The wash system has been down for quite some time, and we're at a point wherein we can recommend award to Westmatic. In your packet, you should have received the rating forms evaluated by the committee, and Westmatic rose to the top with a score of 80, I believe. So we are bringing it forward, recommending award to Westmatic. Are there any questions?
Yes, Ms. Cutter, I have a question.
Yes.
Have we seen any Westmatic work as far as in our local area?
I'll have to look into that, Director Lockett. When the evaluators rated the company, they scored the highest, and the categories were technical ability, past performance, equipment installation, and timeline. Of course, price and disadvantage business participation. I would have to inquire with procurement regarding what the past performance entails and who they looked at.
I just like looking into stuff like this, but Westmatic installed a dual hybrid drive-through brush wash system in Atlanta for MARTA in 2016. And it looks like they make two different ones. One of them you drive through, the other one you stop and it drives through you. And my guess is that we're going to be maybe getting the one where you stop and it drives through you. But I don't know. But it looks cool. I like this. They got a nice logo. So that's cool.
I like the idea, but you know, it's a little bit more than logos to me when it comes to spending that kind of money.
Good logo. It's hard to find.
Well,
We'll get that follow-up information, Director Lockett, for you.
Thank you. I just think spending that kind of money, someone need to physically lay out on one of those experiences.
Yes, sir.
I'd also just be interested in how much does this cost to operate a year? Disposables, is there like I'm guessing we'll be purchasing those on a subscription basis or something from Westmatic. I could be blind, but I don't know if I.
Okay, I'll have all of that follow-up information during governance meeting for you all. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions regarding the award? Director Edminster, any other questions?
I'm good.
Okay. The next item is fiscal year 22 budget modification. And this modification is in compliance with budget policy. any reclassifications and or position movement across departmental cost centers is authorized with the approval of the board. So it's coming to the board for board approval. You don't have the itemized details as of yet, but those details will be forthcoming during governance meeting once they are completed. Okay. Any questions?
None from me.
Director
I just-
Edminster?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. I just want to note as well that these modifications are budget neutral, so they haven't cost the agency anything at all. It's just a realigning of positions and responsibilities. But as she said, she will get those details to you.
Very good.
What was I gonna say? I'd be interested in having a conversation, but not today, because Valerie, I think you should drink some tea.
I have been.
So I don't want to like necessarily have a discussion on this right now. But I do, we're applying for 4 grants right now. I'd love to see that number go up. I'd love to maybe look into, are we at a point where we do need somebody who can help with managing grants with something like that? I know that was brought up at the last meeting, and I think that's something we should have eagerly awaiting so that when we do hit that point, we can just nab it. Because I know these are, I hate writing grants. So anything we can do to have somebody who is capable of doing that and doing it well could be of great benefit to us.
Yes, I agree. I do. Okay.
Let me just say, let me just say this about the grant writing.
Yes,
Certainly,
sir.
I'm very much for having someone to write grants. They will pay their own salary by writing grants. So it'll be an advantage to us to have someone to write our grants for us.
Yes, sir. I agree with that. And the last item that we need to bring before you, directors, is the item of a memo of agreement between Chatham Area Transit and the Amalgamated Transit Union as an amendment to the MOU. We sent this in, I think, in last month on the 24th of September as an exhibit to the memo that I sent to you about incentives and bonuses. But I'm proposing to separate this agreement to make this a general agreement to allow the board to approve payment or bonuses or payment of incentives or bonuses to employees when an emergency or crisis has been determined. This is something that the FTA requires us to have in place before we can even consider reimbursement from them. And that was the issue with in the past months when CRISA would not reimburse us for funding. It's because we did not have this agreement in place. So I'm proposing to present the agreement as a separate document, as a matter of record, to have it in place should the board decide in the future to award any bonuses or incentive payments, that the agreement would already be in place and the FTA will not say or refuse reimbursement of funds because we don't have it in place.
Sounds good to me. I think that's a solid thing to have, and a good lesson for hopefully no other future chaos.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it's not attached to any policy. I'm not attaching it to any bonus. It's just a general agreement.
It's just a matter of being prepared.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that concludes our proposed agenda items. Directors Edminster and Lockett.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. It's been very informative.
Thank you.
If there's no other business, old or new, then I think we should adjourn.
I do have one piece of new business.
Mhm.
I'd like to introduce our new Chief Human Resources Officer, Michelle.
yeah.
White. I'd like to introduce her to you and have her briefly introduce herself. We'll have other opportunities to expound on her direction for Chatham Area Transit. But right now, I'd just like for her to introduce herself to you.
Good afternoon. I am Shaka White, and I am very excited to meet you all today. I am, as Ms. Val said, the new CHRO, and I will be working with her as well as the leadership team and the board on bringing a new vision to CAT and taking it to the next level. My specialty is strategic HR planning and being proactive and advising on, where the organization can go on a proactive level and also become an employer of choice. So I look forward to working with you all, and thank you for allowing me to join the team.
Good to meet
Thank
you. I'm excited to see what you do and let us know how we can support.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely will be doing that, but being communicative is my main thing. So we will be in touch on a consistent basis.
Thank you for joining the team, and we're looking forward to working with you.
Thank you, Director Lockett. Thank you. I look forward to working with you.
And that is it for today.
All right, let's all get out of here. I'll see you guys later next week or so.
Thank you.
If you say
Thank
so,
you.
Mr. Chairman, we will.
All right, y'all be well. Ciao,
Thank
ciao.
you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.